Hi, everyone. It's Reagan from Inner Harbor Cast. And if you're looking for something fun, flavorful, and full of heart happening right here in Syracuse, you're going to want to hear this. Coming up on Saturday, May 2nd, in Clinton Square, it's turning into a little slice of Louisiana for the annual Syracuse Crawfish Festival. We're talking authentic Cajun crawfish boil, live music, local vendors, food trucks, and full family zone, all for an incredible cause. This event supports Operation Northern Comfort, which is 100% volunteer run, and helps provide accessibility projects, ramps, and disaster relief for neighbors in need across central New York. Joining me today is Laurel Flanagan. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having
Oh my
me.
gosh, of course. So, can you kind of explain who you are and what your role is within this event?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my name is Laurel, and I am the CEO of Operation Northern Comfort. I've been in this position for 5 years now. Um, so, my role is just kind of to oversee all the different parts of Operation Northern Comfort that are going on and just kind of keep things chugging along. And that's my role is for the festival as well. We have a new Crawfish Festival chair this year. So she's doing an amazing job, and we're just getting her up to speed. And
Mhm.
so my job is just to kind of oversee all of those things.
Sure, yeah. And then can you kind of give us a quick snapshot of what the Crawfish Festival is? I mentioned it's got authentic crawfish, things along those lines. So can you explain a little more in
Yeah, I
depth?
think I have to explain how we ended up with the Crawfish
Yeah,
Festival here in
absolutely.
Central New York. Our organization was born in 2020 in 2005 after Hurricane Katrina. Our original founder, Norm Andrzejewski, had gone to Tulane, and he reached out to his friends down in New Orleans after Katrina and asked them, "Can I help? I wanna do more than just write a check. You
Mhm.
guys are really hurting. What can I do to help?" And they were like, "We don't know right now." So he waited a little bit, and he reached out again, and he said, "What if I bring 12 folks from Central New York down to help you guys start cleaning up?" And they were like, "Please, please help us in any way you can."
Mhm.
So he did that, and time went on, and we had a family down there that was completely devastated. Their home had been washed away, and he wanted to raise the funds to help rebuild their home.
Mhm.
So the first festival happened in Hanover Square, and that was its purpose. Was It was a fundraiser to raise the funds to rebuild this family's home,
Mhm.
which we did. And 50 trips later, down to the Gulf Coast,
50.
50 service
Wow.
trips, yeah. And as time marches on, and the need changes and evolves. Um, Operation Southern Comfort was the original organization, and around 2012, we had a group of people here in Central New York who were like, "We want to help locally. Um, we can't always take the vacation time to go to New Orleans,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of need here in Syracuse. What can we do around here?" And that's how Operation Northern Comfort was born, and we kind of moved into that, and that is our focus. We do a little bit of disaster relief still. We had our neighbors in nearby Canastota last year who experienced significant flooding, so we went into a home after that, and we rebuilt the walls in their downstairs, and we, created a new
That's
entrance for them.
amazing.
So that was, service trip 68 for Operation Northern Comfort from the beginning up to now.
Mhm.
That's 68 service trips. There are a lot more organizations that do, disaster recovery work. There's a lot of disasters going on.
Mhm.
Katrina was kind of the first one of our generation, and now it's almost hard to keep up with the natural disasters
Of
that are going
course,
on.
yeah.
So we have evolved into kind of filling a need that came to us, and that was people were in their homes without ways to get out of their homes safely. So that meant they either had been in their home for years without the ability to get out, or their loved ones were putting themselves at risk trying to lift them in and out of the home, and
Mhm.
and it was dangerous. If there was an emergency, then there was no way for these people with disabilities to get out. So we built our first ramp in 2012, and I'm just checking my email, and there's like 6 ramp requests for this week alone. So
Wow.
we've built over 100 ramps.
That's awesome.
It could be approaching 150. It's almost hard to keep track.
Mhm.
We've transitioned from building the wooden ramps to using aluminum ramps because we want to be sustainable. And the other part about the aluminum ramps is we can reclaim them when they're no longer needed
Mm,
and move them to another location,
very
which gives
cool.
us the ability to just keep increasing our inventory.
Mhm.
So how does Operation Northern Comfort accomplish all of this? Because we are 100% volunteer, as you said,
Mhm.
we rely on donations and we rely on our funds from the festival. That's why this particular festival is so important, because we're the first festival of the season, first of all. So we go forth and everybody
Yes.
kind of sees how it goes
Yes.
with
You kind
for
of
us.
start the bandwagon and then
We
everybody
do, we
follows
do,
after that.
we
Yes,
do.
very cool.
Yeah, and then but also you can be sure that every dollar you spent on the food there, the proceeds go back to Operation Northern Comfort to help us buy ramps, to help us buy wood.
Mhm.
Um, there's no administrative overhead, so it's all about it goes right back into the Central New York community.
That's awesome. It's
Mhm,
very cool.
mhm.
Um, so how long has this event been in place? You mentioned a few years.
Yeah.
Um,
This is our 19th festival.
very cool.
We every year, we've tried a couple of different locations. We always ended up back in Clinton Square. It's like our home.
Can I ask kind of why you chose Clinton Square compared to others?
When we first tried Hanover Square, it was too small. The festival quickly outgrew that, so we only were there for a year. We tried being at the State Fair. It's kind of further out than we wanted to be, and the same thing with the Inner Harbor. There was something about being downtown, right down in the heart of the city,
Yeah.
and, people could come from all over, and people that live downtown can get there without having to drive, and we really wanna be a diverse festival too, so, everyone is welcome. It's not like just kind of you're not gonna go there and see one type of people. You're gonna see all kinds of people from all walks of life,
Mhm.
and, that's really our goal, to be inclusive, and being right down in Clinton Square, it's the right size, and over the years, we've just fine-tuned our setup to make it easier for our volunteers, because it's
Mhm.
all volunteers that run the festival too. Um there's not a lot of discussion. It's like baking a cake. We've got the recipe down and we
Yes.
just do it year
Yeah,
after year
no,
now.
that's amazing. And then, of course, it's a crawfish festival, but is there other food options available? Say somebody's really not interested in that. What other local food vendors do you have?
So we have 2 types of food outlets at the festival. The one type is the tents, which are all kind of located in the same area. Those are the tents that are directly run by Operation Northern Comfort volunteers, and in those tents, we have the crawfish mac and cheese, which I know still has the crawfish. In the crawfish boil, there's the shrimp, which this is, different shrimp than you will ever taste around here. The
Mhm.
actual captain who caught these shrimp will be driving up from
Oh my
Louisiana
gosh.
with
I
his
have chills
catch.
on my arms.
Yeah,
That's so
they're
cool.
they're big, they're delicious, they're
Yes.
right from the Gulf, and he's going to bring them
Oh
up,
my
and he'll be in the
goodness.
Bolio area, so you can, chat with him about that whole process. He's a 7th generation shrimp boat
Oh my
captain.
goodness. So the pros are behind the scenes. We have real pros behind the
Real
scenes.
pros behind the
Oh
scenes,
my
absolutely.
gosh.
Um, but then for other Operation Northern Comfort, food outlets, we have the pulled pork sandwiches,
Mhm.
we have the Clam Shack, which will have, clams, uh, sausage, Hoffman hot dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, and the, Cajun Cafe, which again, we have a chef. We bring in a chef trained at the Louisiana Culinary Institute,
Mhm.
who makes jambalaya, red beans and rice, gumbo. He makes bread pudding, which sells out every time. So if you want to try that, you need to get there early.
That's good
Eh,
to know. That's good to know.
it's delicious. It's delicious. So, and then he also started last year, which was hugely popular and also sold out. Catfish po' boys.
Okay.
So that's something we don't get a lot,
Yeah.
yeah, here in
We don't
Central New
normally
York.
get catfish.
And then, right next to the Cajun Cafe is the beignets, which is a deep fried, like, donut, but it's very New Orleans. It's covered in powdered sugar, and it's just a delight. So those are the Operation Northern Comfort tents, that the direct food outlets that our volunteers run, but we also invite very select food trucks to come down to the festival. So you'll have Bow Coast Lobster, which is a really popular local food truck. This will be their first engagement of the season.
Mhm.
We have the Saucy Sandwich, which is new to the festival. We have some returning favorites, which include Biblo Street Grill and Carvel Ice Cream, Mom Pa Kettle Corn, and the Spud Shack. So those are all kind of maybe kid-friendly options that,
Yeah.
if they don't want to try some of the Cajun food.
Mhm. Very cool. And there's gonna be music, entertainment. What can people expect throughout the day regarding that?
There's music and entertainment going on all day from the minute we open at 11
I
until
love
shut down at
this.
7. So we have 2 stages at the festival. The main stage is, we have a really amazing lineup. We start with the national anthem to open the festival, and a great, nonprofit organization called the Unity Street Band. They play the jazz music and they parade throughout the grounds,
Very
playing
cool.
that music. And then first up on the stage is the Confabulators. They have a tradition of being at our festival every year. They play some New Orleans jazz,
And have they
Dixieland.
been there since the beginning?
They've been
So
there with us since the
very
beginning,
awesome.
yeah. So they come back every year. Then we have some really popular local bands that people just love. We have Brass Inc., the Barn Dogs, and the Ripcords. So those are just some great bands that have big followings, and they'll bring the people out, and they'll be dancing in the square.
That's awesome.
So then if you wanna, like, have, like, a slow down, you got your crawfish and your beer, and maybe you wanna go where it's a little quieter. On the other side of the festival, we have an acoustic stage with,
Mm,
you know, newer, less established local talent. They'll be
yeah,
changing every hour, so there's a whole lineup of that going all day long. You can
very
go
cool.
down there and, have a seat and maybe eat your food and just have a little more quiet experience.
That's awesome. And then how about local vendors and crafters? What can people shop for when they attend this event?
Yeah, so we have 50 local crafters that come out for our
It's a good
festival. They're
great number.
kinda coveted spots. So, I know there's gonna be, like, handmade soap and handmade, cutting boards and, some handmade jewelry and handmade knitted items. So, it's been a long winter, especially this year.
Mhm.
People, have been making their things, and they'll be bringing them out for the festival. It's a great place to shop for gifts, um, for really unique handmade type items.
Right before Mother's Day, so it's perfect to
There
grab
you
something
go.
for mom. There you go.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. So, we also give free space to several local nonprofits that will be at the festival, so people can come out and learn a little more about not only Operation Northern Comfort. We have our information tent, so if somebody was interested in finding out what we do
Mhm.
or interested in volunteering or donating, they can talk to the folks who work at work for Operation Northern Comfort right at that information tent,
Mhm.
or they can learn about some of the other nonprofits in the area.
Very cool. And then how about the family zone? What can families expect out of that?
So we are a family-friendly festival. That's
Mhm.
one of our main things that we have maintained over the years. That's why we run from 11 to 7. And Um, So if a whole family wants to come down and the kids want to do some fun stuff too, in
Mhm.
our family zone, we have new games, we'll have crafts, we have Cisco's Literacy Corner, which is um, a special area we set up to promote literacy and encourage literacy among children. Books Van Gogh, one of our local Syracuse nonprofits, will be there giving away books to children.
Very
And
cool.
it seems like the reason that was developed is during COVID, we wanted to still be doing something to serve our community. So we started building desks for kids, and we built and delivered over 1,500 desks for kids. As time went on, again, we're evolving with the times. That need kind of went away.
Mhm.
Kids had gone back to school, and home learning spaces are still important for children, but it wasn't as critical a need as it was during the pandemic.
Mhm.
So we still wanted to serve that segment of the population. So we transitioned to building bookshelves for kids. So at this point, we've built hundreds of bookshelves for kids.
Mhm.
We go to local literacy fairs. We have 3 scheduled for this year where we distribute these bookshelves for kids, and it gives kids a place to keep their stuff, a place to keep their books,
Mhm.
and it lets them know that literacy in their education is important. It's important to us, and here is a hands-on solid example of somebody who's caring about you and giving you this
Yes.
item.
Yeah.
So all of that will be going on in the family zone. There'll be
Very
snacks, special kid type snacks there as well, and prizes and that kind of thing. Oh, the balloon man is coming. I don't want to forget him. He's
Don't forget
coming.
about him.
No, and the face painting and all the
Very
great
cool.
fun carnival stuff will
Mhm.
be going on in the family fun zone.
That's wonderful. So, of course, there's a lot that's going on to help the community within the event, outside of the event. So can you kind of reiterate how important it is to have community support throughout all of this, or how important community support is in order to make the work that you do happen?
Right. Yes. eh, we couldn't do it without our community,
Mhm.
and we try to be that glimmer of hope in our community. So when we put in a ramp for somebody, or we establish grab bars in their home, or maybe we fix their front door or widen the doorway so they can get through, um, we're giving them a new lease on life.
Mhm.
And a lot of times they had nowhere else to turn until somebody finally suggested us,
Mhm.
and they're so grateful, and it means so much to us. Our project team says all the time how they are paid in smiles, and
Mhm.
it's the best feeling in the world.
I love that. Paid
Yeah,
in
paid in
smiles.
smiles. They say it all the time. We get some great pictures, and just,
Mhm.
some especially somebody who's been trapped inside or relying on a family member. It just gives them an independence to be able to come into their yard, or, you know, get out to the doctor's office without having to have, somebody lift them out of the house.
Mhm.
It's just,
It
it
makes life
means
more
everything.
manageable. Yes.
Yes, it makes
Yes.
it yeah, it's a new lease on life, and they're
Mhm.
just so, so grateful, and
Yeah.
and and we're grateful to be able to help, and, you know, set a good example, and make a difference in our community. And we're able to do this because of the festival. This is how we, raise our operating dollars,
Mhm.
and, we're grateful to the Central New York community for coming out for the festival year after year, even when the weather is terrible like it was last year. People showed up, and we sold out of crawfish last year, which is amazing considering how rainy it was that day.
Yeah.
But, um, have the same people who come every year, the food and the music, and that it's for a good
I
cause.
love that. And then if somebody do more than just attend, how can they get involved? Your website, go to your Facebook?
Yeah, so we have both. We have Facebook and Instagram. You can contact us through that. We have our website called Contact Us, anything that they want to do, whether it's volunteer or they have a need, if they go to that tab and fill out the information, someone from our team will reach back out. There's also somebody who's interested in donating to Operation Northern Comfort, and they should certainly come down to the festival. They can probably talk to anybody in any of the tents on the grounds and get a earful about what Operation Northern Comfort is, but we do have a specific information tent that they can go over and talk to people.
That's wonderful. And as you mentioned, volunteer opportunities can be a website as well, right?
Yes, and we're still looking for volunteers for the festival. So if you don't have the time to do continual volunteering like on the ramp project team, but you do want to do a one-off volunteer opportunity, we'd love to have your help at the festival, and you can reach us same way, operationnc.org.
Okay. Perfect. And then what are you most personally excited for this year on a more personal note?
As part of the festival? Oh gosh. I'm really excited to see our friends who come up from Louisiana. I'm really excited for our new festival chair to, she's done amazing work, and for her to see the fruits of her labor, that's going to be great. I think it's not, for me personally, it's not the money. It's not even the activities of the food. It's the people that come out and volunteer, and the people who show up and support us, the smiles on the faces, that's just that's what feeds me personally.
So you too are paid in smiles.
I too am paid in smiles. That is true.
Yes.
Yes, that is true.
Very cool. And then do you have any final thoughts?
There's one group that I forgot to mention, and I do often, and we also have a merchandise tent at the festival where you can get those really snazzy crawfish hats. And we have a special, it's our logo for the festival t-shirt, and there's going to be raffle baskets there. So I really want to encourage people to go over there as well, because I forgot to mention them before.
And I actually have one more follow-up question.
Okay.
Is the event cash or card? What should people bring? What should they be prepared with?
Yeah, so there's no fee to get into the event at all. If you just came down and listened to the music, that's fine. But all of our outlets accept both cash and credit card. We will have ATMs on the ground. So if people went to maybe one of the crafters who didn't have a credit card machine, they could still get money to purchase their items.
Very good.
So we try to be full service that way. We do have a QR code for the raffles and the merchandise tent. So tried to cover all our bases and make it easy for people.
Very cool. I love that. Was there anything else you wanted to?
I think that was it. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in and sharing about such an amazing event and the powerful mission behind it. I'm
my
grateful
pleasure.
you came in.
Yes, I'll talk about it anytime.
Well, you heard it. Make sure to come on out to the 19th annual Syracuse Crawfish Festival on May 2nd, right in Clinton Square from 11 to 7. Is that correct?
That is correct.
11 to 7.
Yep.
We'll see you guys there.